This is the High School Football Roundup podcast for Tuesday, November 1st, 2016 on the Southwest Georgia Network, on Twitter at SWJ Network. I'm your host, Walter Johnson, and in this episode of the High School Football Roundup podcast, I'm going to break down the playoff picture for the final week of the regular season in the Georgia High School Association, or the GHSA. So, not a whole lot of time to waste. Let's get started. And start in GHSA Region 17A. And it's in a region with just 4 teams, and the only region in the Georgia High School Association with 4 teams. And it's really straightforward in GHSA Region 17A. And when the Colquitt County Packers win the first ever Region 17A crown with a 42-35 win over Lowndes in front of a statewide television audience on GPB and worldwide at gpb.org. And final score 42-35, Colquitt knocking off Lowndes, and the Packers entering the playoffs on a roll. Winners of 6 straight games after starting 0-4, finishing region play undefeated at 3-0. As for Lowndes, the Vikings' regular season ended the same way it began, with a loss first to Valdosta back in the Wintersville Classic back on August 19th, and then they lose the region championship game on the road to Colquitt, another one of their rivals. And then the other game, and they had the championship game in 17A, and they have like the consolation game or the third place game in Region 17A, with the Tift County Blue Devils heading down to Kingsland, Georgia, to face the Camden County Wildcats. Both Tift County and Camden County are 0-2 in region play, with the Blue Devils sitting at 5-4 overall, and the Wildcats of Camden County sitting at 2-6 overall. Camden County's won only 2 games all year, and yet, and the winner of that game will finish third, while the loser will more than likely set out the playoffs. And if Camden were to lose, they would most definitely be out, and considering they only have 2 wins all season long. And Tift County got off to a hot start, 3-0 or 4-0, and then lose 2 in a row, and they've struggled of late. And we're going to move right along to GHSA Region 16A, and as expected, it's been a very competitive race in GHSA Region 17A, and so far, make that GHSA Region 16A so far in this 2016 season. And Valdosta held off Coffee 15-10, the final score, to win their first region championship since 2011, but only their second since 2003. It's like the 42nd overall region championship, or the 36th with a program that has a storied history like Valdosta, and 907 wins all time. And who's really counting at this point? But anyways, Valdosta is the region champion at 3-0 and 8-1 overall with 1 game left to play. And Northside of Warner Robins and fell in an upset to Houston County 45-35 to fall to 2-2 in the region and 8-2 overall, and that's how the regular season will end. And then it's really a big mess from there. Got Lee County. Got a Lee County team that's at 1-2 in Lee County, and Coffee tied for third, 3-way tie for third at 1-2 with 1 game left to play. Lee County travels to the Coffee this week, and the Battle of Trojans, and Houston County plays host to Valdosta. It's easy to think Valdosta won a region championship and think you could just relax and just rest their starters for the playoffs. But but the Wildcats can't overlook a Houston County team and that knows it must win and in order to clinch a playoff berth. And so basically, this is the season. This is the season for Houston County. This is their playoff game, playing host to Valdosta, because Houston knows they lose this week on Friday, November 4th. Their season is over. They're done. And Lee County Trojans, of course, from Leesburg, are in the same boat. They need to win to guarantee themselves a playoff berth. And it's going to be really crazy. This is the final week of the regular season. The week of November 4th, Friday, November 4th, will be really, really crazy. And how about moving on to 1-5A, Region 1-5A. Region 1-5A, and the standings there. And Thomas County Central is in a three-way tie with Bainbridge and Warner Robins for first place in that region with just 1 week, 1 game left to play. TCC at 6-3 overall, Bainbridge at 3-5 overall, Warner Robins 3-6 overall, and Thomas County Central plays host to Harris County next week, and Veterans finished the region play at 2-2 and at 5-5 overall. And Veterans lost to Warner Robins 18-13 last week. And big win for Warner Robins, and whose Demons will head down to Bainbridge to face the Bainbridge Bearcats. And who would have thought at the beginning of the season, the two teams who have a combined overall record of 6-11 would be squaring off against each other, either to finish second place and the right to host a first round playoff game, but also have but possibly even win a region championship should Thomas County Central lose to Harris County, which could be very possible. After all, Thomas County Central's only region loss so far came to Veterans in a very tight region. So it's just that simple for the Yellow Jackets. A win this week would give the Yellow Jackets the region championship, 1-5A championship, regardless of what happens with the Warner Robins Bainbridge game. But should Harris County pull off the upset, and the winner of the Warner Robins Bainbridge game could be the region champion. And if Thomas County Central can finish anywhere from from first place, I should say, to maybe as low as 4th. And how about Region 1-4A? The Cairo Syrup Makers fakes to their 42-6 rout of Columbus last week. Is the GHSA Region 1-6A champion at 6-0, and Syrup Makers sitting at 8-1 overall. And the Syrup Makers have reeled off 7 wins in a row. And the Syrup Makers will wrap up their regular season at home against Northside of Columbus, whose Patriots are 4-2 on the season, and Carver Columbus also 4-2 in the region. So that's going to be season. And the top 3 spots in Region 1-4A are pretty much wrapped up. And Hardaway and American Sumter tied for the fourth and final playoff berth at 3-3. Westover and Columbus tied for sixth place at 2-4. And Westover lost its third straight game to the north side of Columbus in the Battle of the Patriots in Columbus, 12-7 the final score. And Westover falling short by 5 points. And Westover plays host to Shaw at Humel Stadium this Thursday night, November 3rd. And the best Westover could do is finish in a 3 or possibly 4-way tie for third place. In Columbus, let's see, Hardaway takes on Carver, Columbus, on a Thursday night as well. And Columbus will travel to America Sumter. So, Columbus is on the road against America Sumter. You see, both Hardaway and Americus are 3-3 in that region. So, the best Westover can hope for is both for Hardaway and Americus to lose, and for Columbus to lose, and for Columbus to beat America Sumter. And the best the Westover Patriots can hope for is a 3-way tie, make that a 4-way tie for that fourth and final playoff berth. Even there, a lot of other things would have to happen for Westover to back into the playoffs, and they're pretty much in the same boat in AAA for Monroe. More on that momentarily. And Crisp County goes to Worth County. And for the Region 1 AAA title, both teams are 3-0 in the region, with the Cougars undefeated at 9 overall, Worth County 6-3 overall. And just that simple, winner finishes first, and the loser finishes second, and then Monroe losing a heartbreaker at Humel Stadium last week to Worth County 35-34, the final score there. And the Tornadoes host Cook to wrap up the season. And the Tornadoes are 0-3 in the region, 2-5 overall. Best they can hope for is to pull off the upset against the Hornets, or 1-2 in the region, 4-5 overall. And Cook was off last week in Darty. Got crushed by Crisp County 42-6 last Thursday, October 27th. And the best they can hope, Monroe can hope for, is a 3-way tie for the final 2 playoff spots at number 3, number 4, as far as seeding goes. And even there, and then Monroe would likely lose out on all the tiebreakers, and getting short on time. How about in Region 1 AA? And Fitzgerald plays host to Thomasville, and yet another battle of teams that are undefeated in region play. Both Fitzgerald and Thomasville are 4-0 in the region, and the Purple Hurricanes 8-1 overall, and the Bulldogs are 6-3 overall, make that 5-3 overall. And again, winner finishes first, loser finishes second, and Brooks takes on Berrien. Brooks County takes on Berrien. Both teams are 2-2 in the region. Winner finishes third, loser finishes fourth. And finally, in GHSA Region 1 Single A, and the big game there will take place in Pelham, Georgia, where the Pelham Hornets face the Mitchell County Eagles. Both teams are 6-1 in the region, and 7-1 in the region, 8-1 overall. And Randolph K takes on Terrell County, and Miller County goes to Seminole County, and 2 other games in Region 1 Single A that'll have playoff implications. And on that note, and that'll end this episode of the High School Football Roundup podcast for Tuesday, November 1st, 2016. I'm Walter Johnson. Remember to follow on Twitter at SWJ Network, and that's the Southwest Georgia Network. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.